what I discovered also, and that's why I adapted trauma-informed yoga, was that even as the person goes through the 10 principles and the body movement, the yoga teacher is there to hold space for this person and is there for them to encourage them, to position them correctly, to encourage them when it hurts, to validate them when they make the effort, and to just comfort them when they feel like they have failed because they could not complete a certain movement. And having gone through it, I found that that is the value in it. And the fact that someone is not doing it alone, but in a group of people. Yes. And it's a group of people, yes, but everybody is going through their own processes as they go through the particular principles. And I could see it, I could feel it. And there was also something about just community and fellowship. Like, I'm not alone. Everybody else is here to attempt the same thing. So you could see people wanting to push themselves a little bit further. And that in itself is just what the principles of growth are, what the principles of healing are, you know. And I think it supports somebody who has made their decision to want to feel better. Another thing I want to be able to hear from you about is you've been teaching the class for a while now. What have you noticed? Like, from the beginning to the present, what would you say you've observed, you've noticed? What is different?
One is, I have noticed some people have developed a bigger commitment than others. But I've also been blown away by, okay, let me talk from day one.
Yeah.
I was asking, now what do I introduce? Like, how do I start to teach these people? Some have never practiced yoga.
Right.
And I was actually afraid of introducing some yoga poses. But then on day 2, I did a yoga practice with Josephat in the evening. And I noticed, like, I gave him a challenging pose and he did it.
Yes.
It was like, he's my prototype right now.
Right.
So the next day 3, I introduced different yoga poses and they did it. So I was impressed and realized that I was underestimating them, that I was in a cocoon and thinking they cannot do it. So to answer your question, is what I've noticed is a growth. You know, from day 1 struggling with certain poses, and day 2 getting better and better. Like, practice makes perfect, you know. Practice just makes things better. And also noticed how the people support each other.
Right.
Yeah, like there's that sense of, I'm looking at I'm confused, so I look at so and she's doing the pose or he's doing the pose and I exactly do that.
Yes.
So the sense of community here that you mentioned, I notice, is building each other up.
Yeah.
And that's very amazing because we build each other up. I cannot move alone.
No, you can't.
I have to move with people.
Yes.
So that we can go further.
Correct.
And so also being able, like, no one has said I am not doing it.
No.